What's going on, boxing fans? It's Julian Williams with The Distance. I'm here to talk about Jermain Taylor withdrawing from the Super 6 Super Middleweight tournament. The news is on boxing scene right now about Jermain Taylor getting out of the tournament. I think personally that's a good move because he's about 31, 32 years old, and he just got knocked out 2 fights in a row, and pretty much out of his last 5 fights lost 4 of his last 5. So, overall, I do think it's time for him to hang up the gloves. And other than that, I believe his first he's been changing trainers. I think he had like Pat Burns, and then there was Emmanuel Stewart, and then there was Ozell Nelson, or now Ozell Nelson. And just the changing trainers and stuff, can be a bit confusing for any fighter, I believe. And on top of that, a fighter can get knocked out so many times before he gets injured, severely. I personally, as a fan, I don't like seeing fighters, kind of mumble and stutter all the time, and just become punch drunk. Similar to like a Riddick Bowe or whatever, because the more times you get knocked out, the more damage it causes. So I think with that Carl Froch knockout, I thought that it made Jermain Taylor a bit more aware in the ring, a bit wary of fighting Abraham, as well as there's the low blows and stuff in the matchup, and it made him seem a bit hesitant in the match. And on top of that, being knocked out by Pavlik and Froch dramatically, I think it made him a bit hesitant in this match because they put him against another big puncher. And I just personally, if I was Jermain Taylor, I just take maybe, I don't know, I'd probably take at least a year off and then determine whether I want to fight or not, or wait until the tournament's over. But you have a lot of skeptics out there that's going to say, Jermain Taylor, was afraid of the fighters in the tournament, this, that, and the other. But really, these men are the best super middleweights in the world, and really, Jermain Taylor, I think, is unfit to fight in this tournament. And I'm not saying mentally. I'm not saying physically unfit or unfit as far as his skills go, because his skills are very top notch. But I'm saying, mentally, I don't think he's fit to be in the tournament, because in a tournament like this you can't be hesitant. You can't, worry about being knocked out and just hold back on your punches. You can't do that in a tournament like this, and that's what Jermain Taylor was doing against Arthur Abraham. And these are some top-notch, quality opponents. These are some of the best super middleweights in the world, and on top of that, you have Lucien Butte and you have Robert Stieglitz and Alejandro Barrio, if he's still fighting at super middleweight, and Edison Miranda. You got, you have some big punches and good boxers at super middleweight. So just the competition alone at this weight class could make any fighter very hesitant. Because as long as Jermain Taylor is fighting at super middleweight, people are gonna expect him to fight some top fighters due to the fact that he's a big name, and he's a former undisputed middleweight champion. But he did become the undisputed middleweight champion by beating the undisputed middleweight champion, who's Bernard Hopkins. So overall, Jermain Taylor, I think should retire or move up in weight. I think he should either retire or move up to light heavyweight. Light heavyweight, he's not going to face the big punches. Overall, the big punches that he would face at 168, maybe at 175. If you match him up right, then he could become a champion at 175 at least. Because Chad Dawson's not much of a knockout guy, but He does have pop. He has pop, but he's not much of a knockout puncher. You know, and but you know there is Nathan Cleverly. Nathan Cleverly is a big puncher, but Chris Henry, Tavares Cloud's a big puncher. But overall, 175, isn't too talent deep right now as far as veteran fighters go. To me, it seems kind of dead because you have Jones and Hopkins and Johnson, and Tarver may still be in the mix. But overall, you just have Nathan Cleverly and you have Chad Dawson and Tavares Cloud. It's really all you have at 175. John Pascal. Really all you have at 175. So I do think Jermain Taylor should maybe take a year off. Decide whether he wants to fight or not. Maybe Golden Boy Promotions or Top Rank picks him up because Jermain Taylor is a top fighter, is a top notch fighter, and maybe we'll see. We'll see what goes on with Jermain Taylor. But February 5th, Saki Obika and Alan Green are going to be fighting for that spot. That's a very good matchup. They're carefully matched. Very good matchup though. I'm going to give a prediction on that coming up probably next week. Because it's a very hard matchup to decide, to predict, because of the styles, the contrast in styles and stuff like that. Because Alan Green's style and Saki Obika's style. Saki Obika has kind of a awkward style, but a lot of people think he's a dirty fighter, this, that, and the other. But we'll see. He masters the sweet science, and Alan Green is a big puncher, so we'll see. But anyway, that's my thoughts on Jermain Taylor withdrawing from the Super 6. I think it's a good move, but honestly, I think he should retire or take a year off and move up to light heavyweight maybe. But anyway, thanks for watching. That was The Distance. Peace.